Hey guys, AJ here back with another one for you. What's going on, guys? What's going on? Guys, there's been so much news in the last like 48 hours, man, that I figure, hey, look, we have to do a Clown World live, guys. We haven't had one in a while, right? And guys, Clown World is when we just do a random live to talk about crazy stuff, right? Right, guys? Guys, I'm gonna drop the link, guys. Anyone who wants to talk about a knucklehead Trudeau, right? Guys, that guy, can you think of any man that's more beta, that's any more of a simp, that's any more of a knucklehead than Justin Trudeau, right? Guys, what a knucklehead. Hold on, guys, hold on, look at... Hold on. First, let's start with super woke, right? Look at this. Look at this, guys.
New innovative language changes.
The evidence is clear that paid family leave supports health outcomes of birthing people and newborns.
Ah, yes, good old birthing people.
Birthing
wait,
people and
more.
newborns.
Paid family leave supports family bonding. It supports those that choose to body feed or breastfeed their newborns.
What is body feeding? Are
Body
you going
feeding?
to feed your husband to your baby? I happen to think it's so cute when liberals try to make up new words. Let's look at some of their previous efforts over the years.
We need legislation that will protect pregnant people and birthing people in all of their decisions. So
Guys, what is going on, dude? What is going on? How did this happen? You know what I mean? Absolutely insane. Let me pin this thing here. Yeah, guys. As bad as anything could have ever got, guys, it's 10 times worse with Trudeau and Canada and the UK. Guys, I have a video. I haven't done a video in a while of when women get what they voted for, but I have a video on these feminists that are in the UK. They're like, it's not right that we've got all these migrant men that are harassing us UK women. It's like, well, that's what you voted for. You knucklehead. Like, when women get what they voted for, bad things happen, right? Langton, what's up, man? He said that he's still the prime minister until the end of March. His party will ruin the next election. I hope so. And guys, I'm not even a Canadian. I'm American as apple pie, man. Michael, what's up, dude? He says, do you see Knucklehead Harris certifying the election for Orange, man? Looks like she was gonna hold back tears. Yeah. Joshua, what's up, man? Let's see. Doug MPA's here. Steve is here. What's up, man? Solomon's here. Overleveled's here. Bach is here. Tall Starlight. What's going on, guys? And guys, I didn't even like... Here, let's go back to the very beginning, right? Let's look at this here. All right. Oh man, this is so crazy. Robin's fly came out of the woodwork.
I couldn't keep away. I couldn't. I just couldn't. I had to come on.
No, guys, here, let's look at the original story here, right? This is when he was, this is the Detroit Free Press. Let's see. Oh, I don't want to see. See the whole thing. Let's see. Let's see. I had some other news stories, pulled up, but what's City News?
Okay, a lot to unpack there. We're going to bring in our Parliament Hill correspondent, Glenn McGregor, on this very historic day. Glenn, the emotions very high that you saw from the Prime Minister there. And this was something that he has been battling with for some time. This decision
The left
he's
is
been
losing
asked
so
for
hard.
to resign
Yeah,
by
dude.
several MPs now.
They're the biggest losers, man. Straight up. And guys, think about how nice Canadians are. To get Canadians to this point, right? Like Canadians are like super chill people, but to get Canadians out of their chill,
This is nothing new, but this decision, the timing on this one is significant.
That's right. I mean, to be clear, this prime minister did not want to resign. He
Of course
very
he
much
didn't.
wanted to lead the party into the next election campaign. He believed and has expressed this in the past, and I think he probably still does believe that he was, up until recently, the best positioned to take on Pierre Poilievre in a general election. But you heard in those remarks there that he's saying he can't continue as prime minister with all this internal dissension really within his caucus. And this was all, of course, kicked off by Chrystia Freeland's 3 weeks ago, her sudden resignation as finance minister on the day she was supposed to deliver the fall economic statement. So Trudeau saying he just realized he just could not continue when there's this much controversy about his continued leadership within his own caucus. He also said, and this was, I thought, kind of one of the interesting remarks, is that he hopes that when Parliament returns in March, because he did say he'd asked the Governor General to prorogue Parliament, kind of hit the pause button.
look at this guy. I guarantee you there's no soy left in this kitchen. Because he ate it all. Guys, I dropped the link for anyone, especially any of you Canadians, man. Guys, if you guys want to call in, man, go for it. Waterstar, what's up, dude? Raymond's here. Salty, what's up, man? And Bad Cat's here.
Button on Parliament. That basically means, all the existing legislation that's on the table will die. All the House committees will have to be dissolved and then reconstituted. And whoever is chosen, the new Liberal leader, will come back on March 24th with a new throne speech. So the Governor General will deliver a speech laying out this government's new agenda moving forward. But whoever that person is probably won't be in that job for very long. The government will have to pass some supply legislation. That is basically votes in order to keep the money flowing so the federal government can keep the lights on and continue to function in advance of the April 4th.
Guys, I don't know much about Canadian politics other than like Trudeau's an idiot. His party sucks. It would take a veritable act of God for his party to actually get into power again. I think that Canadians would rather put a blindfolded chimpanzee in there than someone from that party. You know what I'm saying?
People are just done. We're over this.
Yeah.
I'm sure the Canadians feel the same way.
Yeah. Guys, even if the Conservative Party in Canada is not the best, maybe it's something that you can build on and take things in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? But it's sad because it's like anyone's better than Trudeau at this point. And anyone, hell yeah, what's up, dude? Yeah. Hey, guys, I have a story of when Knucklehead first got elected. So, matter of fact, here, let's look at that right now. Right? Look at this.
Liberals, it is safe to say now, under Justin Trudeau, have put an end to a decade of Stephen Harper's Tory rule. Quite an accomplishment. And we have our panel with us of strategists. We also have a really well-respected political voice in this country. Bob Ray.
Definitely not a strategist of any kind.
No, you're not a strategist. That's why you're sitting over there. Bob Ray, welcome. It's great to have you here.
Great to be here. Thank you.
What do you make of what we're seeing? Prime Minister Justin Trudeau.
Well, I think he ran a really excellent campaign. I think he showed the vision, and I think he showed the execution. And I did a bit of work in different, parts of the country. I was in Atlantic, Canada 2 weeks ago, and met with many candidates and had meetings with them. They were doing very well. I was out in Vancouver last week. Had a terrific couple of sessions with.
Let's see. Raise eyes here. What's up, dude?
I swear he's following me. Finds me on every platform.
I say again?
But I see him on other YouTubers' platforms and he says hi. So, what's up, man? Appreciate it.
Let's see. Dante's here. 8-Bit Bangers here. What's going on, my friend? It's good to see you as usual. Nicholas Hobbs is here. Solomon Grundy's here. Enemy of the Sheeple. Hey, wait, guys. Okay. Now, for all you guys that are new, guys, please, no swearing and code your language, please. Right? We're on YouTube, guys. And especially during and after the election, YouTube is cracking down, all right? So, guys, you can say code your language, change a letter, shorten things, but please don't be putting crazy words in there. All right? Thank you. So,
with candidates. And I think the leader has just done extraordinarily well. I think all the expectations about the challenges that he was going to have, I think he's met every single one of those and overcome, anybody's sort of sense of, he does not ready, all that stuff.
Well, he certainly came into this as the underdog. He was in third place when the campaign started. No one in history has actually gone from third.
Guys, this is when he first got elected, okay?
Place
before, but there was a big lull. There was a big lull in.
I think that's Justin Trudeau on the phone for you.
It could be. I'm not sure who it is exactly, but I'm going to turn them off. You got to remember, if you look back, we all lose our sense of even of time on this thing. Mm-hmm. But in the spring and in the early summer, before the election was called, the Liberals were going down, and mm-hmm. Liberals were facing a real challenge. And there were many people who said it's going to be between the Conservatives and the NDP. And I think Justin's first challenge at the beginning of the election was to show that we were in it, and he did that. And I think the first debate he showed, wait a minute, and you could...
Yeah, he was in office for 10 years. 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Guys, anyone, make sure to go to the settings and take it off of top comments, all right? Because if you don't see your comments, that's probably why. It's because they're being filtered out. Guys, I don't delete comments, and my mods don't, unless there's just foolishness going on. But it's rare that I delete comments, so make sure that you change the settings in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Sorry guys, give me 1 second here. Weird. Okay.
See the slow, all the charts will show a slow climb back. I think he did two big things. I think the decision on the deficit, nobody here will be surprised to hear me say this, I think it was the right decision. I think it was, you got to get out of the financial sandbox that the Conservatives have created.
Well, this didn't age well, did it?
He's afraid of orange, man. That's why he quit.
On the plane was
yeah.
great too. I think those were two very decisive moments when he just kind of, just sort of said no. And I think we saw a little bit, if I may say so, about what people liked about his father, which was that every once in a while he'd say thank you very much to all his advisors and say, this is what we're going to do. And he would just go out and do it. And if you want to be a leader, that's what you have to do. You have to be a leader. And I think he's shown that capacity. I think he showed it in the debates. We'll see whether it's minority or majority. There'll be lots of, toing and froing and a lot of ridings, but I don't think there's very much question that the Liberals are going to form the government.
How much of this is, do you think, down to the success of the Liberal campaign and Justin Trudeau himself and the failure of the other campaigns?
A little bit of both. I think it's easy to say this now in retrospect, looking back.
Now, guys, anyone who knows anything about Canadian politics, what was the country like at the time? I know nothing about how Canada was in 2014. Was it that bad to where they had to do they had to put a knucklehead in charge, right? Look at that.
And everybody can look, everybody's a genius when you do this.
Of course.
Everybody's a strategist, Lord knows. But what you have to be able to say is, look, here's
'twas long ago, right? Now you see all these people throwing tomatoes at him,
way in which things can change. And I don't think Mr. Mulcair sees the moment, and I don't think Mr. Harper saw the extent to which what was coming. And I think they tried everything they had, all the armory, against Mr. Trudeau, and it just didn't work. And I think they expected it to work, and it didn't work.
Bob, we're less than 30 seats away from a Liberal majority government. No guarantee that they're actually going to get there. But you've had experience, not
I thought that was Knucklehead Harris.
only with winning somewhat unexpectedly. I remember I was there when you when it happened.
Number 3 to number 1, actually.
That's right. I remember those days. But you've also had experience in dealing with a minority government. And if we're going that way, what sort of compromises with a very strong minority government do you think that Justin Trudeau is going to have to make, or does he have to make any compromise?
Well, I think if you're in a minority situation, and we'll see, then, you know, the famous Joe Clark statement that he made back in 1979 when he said, you know, I'm going to govern as if I have a majority, when he had a very close to a majority. And that's a little bit like people going on television campaigning for some job or other. I don't need a title, and I don't need a job.
Well, anyways, guys, so they're all hopeful, right? Yay, Trudeau, woohoo, yay, right? But guys, there's one thing you cannot have. Robin's Fly. Have you heard of these political channels all trying to say that, oh, this is a strong man candidate, as if that's like a bad
he's
thing?
very feminine.
No, but like you've heard these people using like a term, a strong man candidate, as if that's like a slur or some negative type
Pejorative?
Pejorative term, yeah. And it's like, isn't that crazy? What, do you want a weak man?
Yeah, they do. Like that's what they want. They really do.
I don't understand it. Mobile, what's up, dude? Speaking of Canada.
Speaking of Canada, yeah. Speaking of, yeah, glorious day here. Jeez, a glorious day.
Hey, man, can you fill us in? Is anyone else in the chat in here from Canada? Guys, put Canada in here if you're from Canada. Dude, what was the country like when this knucklehead got elected, right? Like give us some background here, because I don't know much about Canadian politics other than Trudeau's an idiot and he messed up the country.
Well, like see Canada, before he was elected, there was about I think we had Harper in for, I think Harper had 4 or 5 years of Stephen Harper, and Stephen Harper's a conservative. So those were good years. And Canada has had periodically, we've had conservative leadership.
This guy?
Stephen Harper.
Yeah.
Yep, that guy there. So, and he was excellent. And but see, the challenge with Canada is the power of Canada is really in Ontario and Quebec. That's the bulk of the population.
Mm-hmm.
And so elections, there's I think there's like 3-4 time zones across Canada, but 4 time zones. But so when the elections occur, you'll notice this: the elections decided as soon as the votes are counted in Ontario and Quebec. As soon as they're counted, everything else doesn't matter, because that determines what winning party, who the winning party is, and it's the leader of the winning party that becomes prime minister. It's different than the U.S., where the U.S. votes for a president. We vote for parties, and parties internally choose their leader, and then they campaign as a party. So there were good years. The Conservatives have typically, I mean, if we're just talking, normally the truth is that prior to about the last sort of 15 years, well, maybe 20 years, the parties in Canada have the difference between the liberals and the conservatives has been really rooted in spending. There's not been a lot of sort of social.
Now they said that there was a third part.
Yeah, there's the
party.
NDP. There's a new Democrat. There's sort of there's in Canada there's the party a federal level party, but it's really got only has candidates in Quebec as the Bloc Québécois. There's the Bloc Québécois, which is the party of Quebecers. There's the Liberal Party, which again, for people who are it's the equivalent of the U.S. Democrats. The Conservatives, which are the equivalent of the Republicans. We have the NDP, which are actually it's probably better to say this. The NDP are sort of the more left. They're sort of the woke Democrats.
Dang, because that's crazy. Because
they're worse. They're actually technically they're sort of more woke.
Well, I was gonna say because even you guys conservatives are more left leaning than ours.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because if you go to like the UK, their conservative party is still or most of Western Europe, their right wing parties are like our left wing party here. It's
totally. So, but see Trudeau. So Canada's like Trudeau. The problem with Canada and the province I live in is a conservative. I live in Alberta. It's the most conservative.
He said the NDP are union commies,
which they are. They don't. Yeah. So the NDP always they side with they're the sort of the kingmaker right now, and they side with the Liberals. But so Trudeau, his dad was prime minister, Pierre Trudeau. And he basically trashed Canada, and specifically he trashed the West because, again, Canada, Ontario and Quebec is where the power of Canada is, and is where old Canada is, and so they look at the West as really kind of Hickville.
Yeah,
they look at us as really they look at Western Canada as Hicks, and so as far as they're concerned, they are Canada, and we are just.
Look, homeboy calls himself Hans Gruber. Nice, dude. Give me my detonators.
Yeah. He's totally right. Hans Gruber's totally right that the Trudeau couldn't have done anything without the support of the NDP, and they couldn't. But so, but they're. Trudeau's been a disaster, but he's been difficult to unseat because the Liberals, I think it's something like 75% of the time they've held power for 75% of the time that Canada's had the federal government structure.
What?
Yeah, it's a huge percentage. Like Canada, it used to be called the Natural Ruling Party of Canada. The Liberal Party. So it's easier for them to hold power. Again, because of the way that it's sort of like the same thing with your with the U.S. system and what's it called? Shoot, my brain's a bit fried today. But the weighting of the seats, the way the weighting of the seats is province to province, it's easier for them to hold power.
Wow.
So his father is an elitist in the purest sense. Like the Trudeau family believe that they are royalty.
Dang.
And they believe that they are the elite. And so his dad was the same way. And Justin Trudeau.
So I have a question for you. And Michael says, who do you think will take over for Orange Man? Okay, I think it's a two-pronged approach, right? There's two things that they're doing. There's the reason why they're setting up Vivek. He's kind of like on the outside right now, despite the whole immigration thing, guys. There's a policy conflict going on. It's not a bad thing. These are things that they have to iron out. All right, we can't. People, independents, conservatives cannot be the same as the woke, where they just turn on each other really fast. And that's what bothers me the most about, like, oh, well, Vivek said this, and like, guys, no, just let it work itself out. Listen to each other and see what happens, right? Now, I think that J.D. Vance was picked because he's so young. He's what, 39? Hold on. Let's see.
As I recall, there's no age requirement for vice presidents, only the president.
My point is that age has been such an issue in this election that they needed to find someone that was young, that they can't argue that he's too old or that he's out, that he's just some old guy who doesn't know what he's talking about, right? So what you're gonna see during his vice presidency is they are gonna be putting him on all the podcasts, just like before, on the podcast, on YouTube, and all these things so that young people get to know who he is, right? So by the time that the next election comes, he's going to be the quote-unquote man of the people. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're setting him up for.
He's the poster child. I agree.
Yeah, he's 40 years old.
Yeah.
When he was chosen, I was like, I don't get why he did that. But then once you started seeing how they pivoted about 2 months before the election, and TikTok and streamers, and who's better to fit in with that crowd than a J.D. Vance? But they're still leaving Vivek out there, because think of this: if Vance runs and has Vivek as his VP pick. Look at, I mean, who are the knuckleheaded Democrats gonna run to actually make it seem like they're more progressive, right? Because they're gonna have an Indian dude, right? And then J.D. Vance.
They'll never run a woman again, ever.
Never. They could even have a J.D. Vance Tulsi Gabbard ticket. Can you imagine? Imagine what.
Yeah, but the only thing is that their whole that whole diversity argument that the Democrats make, they don't hold themselves to it anyway. So they'd find some reason for framing, even if it was like a Vance Ramaswamy. They'd find some way of spinning it so that
But the thing about Vivek is he was really the first Republican nominee to be out there. I remember seeing him on TikTok, on Instagram, on every single news thing. He was debating everyone. He was going to colleges. People know who Vivek is. And that's because he was out there doing the work. So Vivek successfully did what that knucklehead, who was that idiot who ran as a Democrat, the Asian dude who was crying on stage.
Oh, the doctor in New York who wanted universal income?
No. Wait, Andrew Yang. Yeah.
Yang, yes, it's Yang.
Crying on stage.
Yeah, he's a doctor from New York, as I recall.
Come on, man. Come on. And Andrew Yang, he just doesn't have the personality. He doesn't have he's a small little man. He doesn't have it. You can have the best policies in the world, but if you're not able to make men respect you, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't have a masculine way of speaking. He's just kind of like this dude. He's the type of guy where he's like, look, you might have money and billions of dollars, but yo, dude, if you're when you're out on a trip, I can smash your wife. This is how it works. You know what I'm saying? Because she's with you for the money, but wants a real man. You know what I'm saying? That's how it works. Sorry, So, but yeah. Don't get me started. Gregory, what's up, dude? Pitmaster, what's up, man? Yeah, dude. I call Tulsi Gabbard the Tulsi cakes, dude. Have you seen the cakes on this chick, dude? What's going on? By the way, so So I think that they're gonna even either try and run a Vance Ramaswamy card or like a Vance Gabbard card, or even maybe even like try to do Vivek and see. But I think Vance is their go-to guy, and they're counting on his youth. They're counting on his ability to connect with young people, right? And they're gonna make sure that they spend the next 4 years figuring out how to make Vance the go-to guy. Look at this broad.
Yeah.
How you doing? You know what I'm saying? But isn't it crazy that it's gonna take the Republicans to get Tulsi in the White House in a position? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because guys, think of this: if Biden, if he was smart, he would have picked Tulsi Gabbard, 2019 Tulsi Gabbard as his VP pick. Honestly, you know what I mean? But she got so fed up with the wokes, you know what I'm saying, that she moved over. And it makes sense because she hasn't really switched her position. She's anti-war, right? She's anti-woke. She's just saying that there's nothing for me on the left. So, yeah.
A libertarian position.
Yeah. Where were we, guys?
I think they get so far removed from reality.
Yeah.
That they just they can't they were steeped in their own Kool-Aid.
Well, Carlos X is right. She says that I'll never vote for a woman, U.S. vice president, because they should never be given power. Guys, I want everyone in this chat.
ODH. What's ODHS? OD.
You're saying the quiet part out loud, and I love it.
Guys, let me know if you agree, right? When men win, everyone wins. When women win, women win.
I do.
When men want policy to go through, it's policy to help everyone. When women want policy to go through, it's strictly to help women. Not children, not the elderly, not the homeless, not the poor, not the disabled, not men, just women. Jessica, what's up, dude? Dude, Switzerland's in the house, man. How's it going, man? Show me the money! What were you saying?
Well, that was a big theme, right? That was a big theme in women's leadership. I remember that Secretary of State Madeleine Albright, her phrase. I mean, she wasn't the only one who said it, but it was women. Women. There's a special place in hell for women who don't support other women.
No, that was Margaret Thatcher.
Okay, but it's like that's their order, right? Is if it's women for women and then everything else.
Yeah. At their own detriment.
Yeah.
Because any time that these chicks get what they voted for, everything goes to hell in a handbasket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So guys, this is him. Yes, Jessica, he did resign, but he's gonna be prime minister to what, March?
March.
Yeah.
Yep, March.
Yeah. So 2 months too long, right?
He's crafty though. Like I think that like it's unfortunate in a way because I would have hoped that like first of all, Parliament doesn't do anything, so it's another paid vacation for all the MPs. They don't have to. They're basically not working now, and it means that they're kind of going to scheme. Like he's crafty, right? Like he grew up in a political family. He's like a pure politician, and so he's pretty crafty. That's why I hate him so much because he's slimy, crafty. He's the guy. He's self-professed feminist. Remember, I said that he picked his cabinet when he started. 50. He said it's going to be 50% women, 50% men, not based on their merit or skill. That was his guiding principle. is 50-50. It was just ridiculous, right?
Beta.
Beta.
Right?
But so he's crafty. So him resigning now is going to make it like people that are conservative wanted decimation of the Liberal Party, and I'm still hoping for it. But it's going to kind of water down. We want maximum anger in October.
Yeah.
At the time of the election, and I don't know.
Well, here's the thing about and I know Jessica lives in Switzerland, right? And so Jessica said that Switzerland is not woke, right? That's why it's not part of the EU, because it will cost them money to be in the EU, right?
Yeah,
so they aren't in all the foolishness. Because have you seen Sweden went super woke and let all these migrants in, and they're the most violent country in Europe.
Honestly, AJ, that's been a problem that's been like 6 years, 7 years brewing.
Insane.
It's been insane. It's maybe even 8 years. It's been going on where they've been inviting these in, and it's like, you guys are the most stupid, the most blind, and now they've got a hell of
inviting people into your country that are diametrically opposed to Western values. See, here's the thing about here. People from Mexico, people from Ecuador, right? They're Catholic. They might speak Spanish, but not English. But they're still somewhat they can manage to get through society in a regular way, unlike people from places where there's a lot of sand. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's absolute, or there's a lot of Asian immigrants like China and Taiwan who overstay their visas. They at least have an understanding, like, hey, look, we live in a Western society, right? But it's just crazy to just think that Sweden is cooked. I actually watched a documentary on what's been going on in the last 7 years. And guys, in the chat, who do you think in Sweden were the ones that voted to bring all these knuckleheads in there? Women.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Women were the ones, right? So come on.
Some people are really fucking stupid.
Clown world, right?
They bring in the problem with the woke woke decision making is that you've got weak people who are the protected class and the weaker class making decisions about how to guard borders, and they can't. And
but it's people that can't. Okay, it's the people that have never worked for anything and have never had anything to protect, and who don't do a comparative. Guys, how many times have we heard these people say, "Oh, the West is this, the West is that, the West is this, the West is trash"? Compared to what? China, where they're rounding up the Christians and the Muslims? Anywhere in Eastern Europe? The Middle East? Where are you talking about that is better than the West? Where? People keep comparing us to this utopia. It doesn't exist. If you ask, like I said, the United States is the only country in the world where the people who despise it the most will not leave. They will not leave.
Yeah.
And they don't understand. America's trash compared to who?
Yeah.
Compared to who? The West is trash. Where is better than the West? Where? If that's the case, why is everyone trying to get here?
Yeah.
To Canada, the United States, the UK. Why? And guys, so in the Discord, for all you guys that are in the Discord, Robin's Fly Mobile, did you see the thing that I put about the black people who support TR in England?
I didn't.
You guys know?
I didn't see it. Where is it?
You know who TR
When
is,
did you
right?
drop it in?
In the Discord. Look at this.
When?
I don't know if I can show this. I don't care. Look. So this guy right here, he went to a TR demonstration, right?
Now, I'm of the understanding that Tommy Robinson doesn't like guys like this. This is outside.
And look at how many black supporters were there. Where is it? Dang it. Where was it? I think it's on here.
Be happy to oblige.
So his original post is right here. Where is it? Either way, we can see it this way. Look. So look, this guy.
In figuring that.
I'm wrong. That's all it is. About right and wrong.
Why?
It's not about race.
Yeah.
It's not about race.
It's not about race.
It's about right and wrong.
It's about right and wrong.
You're
You're letting people in to the U. Okay, this guy here, he's saying that his dad immigrated to the UK from Jamaica, and they want to go to the UK for a better life and enjoy the freedoms of the UK. But it's changed now, because instead of taking Western influenced immigrants, they're taking people who want to change the very fabric of the country they're in. Clown world. Absolute. Yes, Hans, you are correct. Guys, all of my friends, Ethiopian friends, Croatian friends, Indian friends, Cuban friends that are legal immigrants, they are the most against illegal immigration. They said, look, I had to wait in line. I had to do what I had to do. I had to have a skill or go to school, right? Why do people get to skip the line? Why? And it's even worse in the UK because they have a lot more people instead of from like South America. And the majority of the people are coming from places where there's a lot of sand. Clown world. Why?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. What were you saying?
Yeah, no, I'll let it play.
Mm-hmm. Do this.
One thing is
Here we go.
At the end of the day, whoever's sitting there saying that Tommy Robinson is a racist, all right? Whoever's saying that, you have to ask them, tell me one thing he said that makes him a racist.
Thank
you. He joined the English Defence League. As soon as National Front started getting involved in all that, he left.
So I would be happy.
So here's the thing, guys. The particular religion of those places in the Middle East, guess what, guys? That's not a race. It's not. It's not. That's the thing that people don't understand. You know what I'm saying? But guys, this whole video, look at this. All these
and
black people
no longer
that are British that support. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, oh my, and this lady here is like, yeah, I've been going to TR rallies for 5 years. Having a great time. No one's ever treated me, and they welcomed me with open arms because she's British. You know what I'm saying? And she wants to preserve Britain.
First time coming this time at the protest?
No, I've been for years and years. How are you?
I'm okay, but when I come, people...
He tells her, so when I go to a TR rally, everyone calls me a sellout. Hey, what does that sound like, right? In America, if you are black and you are conservative, oh, you're a sellout. You're a Uncle Tom. Please, clown world.
For years and years, how are you? She's smiling. I mean, this doesn't look like the face of the EDL, does it? Doesn't look like a thug or anything like that. She just looks like a happy sort of middle-aged lady. I could call her my auntie, this woman.
How are you?
I'm okay, but when I come, people say I'm a sellout.
Why?
Because I'm a reporter.
Really? Lots of people sell out. Why? Oh, you mean the other side?
Yeah, the other side.
Hey, watch this, guys. Watch this.
Ah, right. Don't take any notice.
What's your reason for coming today?
Well, I believe in free speech.
Which is getting taken.
Yeah, I believe.
Now she says, guys, that she's never been attacked by anyone on this side, but the people on the other side come after her all the time.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that funny, guys? Isn't that funny?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Okay, let's see. Back to here.
There will be a almost immediately a vote.
So for all you guys that just joined, please make sure to hit the like button. Anyone, guys, hit the stream art if you want to come on up. Especially any Canadians, man. You know what I'm saying? We have one on the panel now, but any other Canadians who wants to jump up, man.
Throne speech.
Or anyone that's from the UK, because you guys are cooked. We'll have another live about the UK, man. Whoa, yikes, man.
That will be a confidence matter, and the way things look now, we'd expect the government will fall then, kick us into a general election that would take place through end of March, April, probably sometime into May, because elections have to be at least 36 days, and they can't be more than 50 days, or 51 days, including Election Day. So very likely we're going to the polls sometime in May. We are still waiting to hear the rules from the Liberal Party on how the new leader will be selected,
Now, guys,
what
here,
process
this
will be
is
used.
another, let's go back in time, guys. So we're going to jump back in time, right? Okay? Hold on, let's do this. Okay, let's go back to the beginning, guys, and they're gonna say this is a secret to knucklehead. I'm gonna call him jerk job Trudeau.
Yeah, them man.
Right? Look at this.
You know, a lot of people say that he was born on third base. In a sense, he was. He's born with the Trudeau last name. He was born with good looks. He was born with connections. The question is,
good looks, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
He was born with a silver.
So he was. He was born.
Silver spoon up his butt. How about that?
how did he use those? You look at this last 78 days. That, I think, sort of defined him. I think he's become, in the eyes of a lot of people, a better politician for having done what he did so flawlessly over the last 78 days.
Day one, a portrait of the Trudeau campaign begins here in Vancouver at the city's Gay Pride Parade.
Yay.
Of course it did.
Well, he went to school in Vancouver.
Oh,
he was at a private school there, and he taught drama there.
Does God know you're gay?
Yeah.
Guys, I don't know so back when I was still in Seattle, there was a huge heroin problem in BC, man. In Vancouver.
Yep.
It was bad, man.
An unorthodox campaign from the start, launching far from Ottawa. Most of the Liberals' winning decisions are on display right here. The candidate without a jacket, wading into the crowd with a manic energy. Whether
This isn't copyright. No, this is CBC News.
Yeah. But the problem with watching CBC, remember, CBC is a mouthpiece. It's a mouthpiece for the Liberal Party.
Well, I'm saying so that the stream doesn't get taken down.
Oh,
CBC is publicly is Canadian government owned, right?
Yeah, it's not going to get taken down if it's
okay.
If it's
With you pausing it so frequently as well, you're unlikely to get it flagged.
Political calculation.
No, but I think because it's CBC and it's publicly owned, you know what I'm saying? Then it won't be like trying to stream CNN because CNN
Fair
would
use.
actually, yeah.
or qualities that come naturally, the approach will serve him well in the
Look at the estrogen just wafting off this guy.
Yeah. Well, he's been a disaster for the country.
Do you guys know the term that they used to have, a dandy?
Yeah, a dandy. Yeah.
This guy, even his security looks like a bunch of betas. Look at this guy. Stay away from Justin.
the 11 weeks to come. Including here, a gift of rolling with whatever moment a campaign can deliver.
Let me have some of
These
that.
are the, sort of the wild days of everything, where you
All these chicks probably got the hurt dirt, dude. This is at a pride parade.
you get to see what this guy is like without the pretensions of power.
Martin Patriquin is Quebec Bureau Chief for
Now stand there and look like you're really thinking about something. something.
Plains magazine and reported on the Liberal team.
If you had any other politician, and I would probably even include Obama in this, had a topless woman run up to him and get into a frame
Did
and
somebody
snap
say
a
topless?
shot of themselves.
Let me see.
I don't think they would have reacted the way that Trudeau did. If you look at that picture, he might have been, he was with a topless woman, but he might have been smiling like they're...
Early on, the Liberals make a key strategic decision, promising
Yeah. Anyway.
billions in infrastructure spending and running deficits to pay for it. It's
How can someone
Debasing their currency.
Debasing their currency,
hard
shutting down the oil industry. Like
How can
he
someone
when he
make a
when he
hard
when he
hat look LDHT TV?
He's red.
Look at that. Garrett Grant. What's up, man? He says Orange Man's healing the times of time.
He really
True.
is.
He really is. Just a fact. Guys, just the election itself. The fact that snapshot of when the election went the way it did really was like a wake-up call to so many people and like a validation for so many people. Like, I am not crazy. I'm not alone. You know what I'm saying?
Seriously.
Yeah, it gave people
croutons, dude.
What are you saying?
it gave people a lot more confidence to speak up.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, like
Joseph,
people just
for real.
Yeah.
For realsies.
Yep.
the all-important wedge issue, isolating the NDP, and voters get behind the idea.
Well, we believe that the economy needs investment, jobs, and growth.
And so what he did was that was a lie. He shuts down the oil industry. He cost Canada $75 billion in investment. He came into power and he moved the energy board from Alberta, moved it east, shut down pipelines, shut down
Most
tankers.
of the energy comes from like the Northwest territory in Alberta, right? From those oil fields. Yeah.
Yep. And it chased away investment. He was a total disaster.
Joseph, he gave up power because he had to, because he was cooked. His approval rating was lower than weekend at Bernie's in the White House.
Yeah. But
Think
also
about how insane that is. He
why?
had a lower approval rating than a literal mummy.
Because you know why he did. He gave up power because he knows that they're going to get decimated.
Yeah,
they're going to get decimated as a party, and he didn't want to be behind the wheel. Everything he does is calculated. Like he's vacuous, but he's crafty, and he's grown up. He grew up under one of the most crafty politicians that you'll ever find. So he comes from an elite cast of society. His dad was a crafty politician and prime minister himself. He grew up under that, so he knows all the tricks and turns. And so he's leaving now, so that when the party collapses, it doesn't taint him as much, because he was behind the wheel.
Do you already see that he's throwing his own party?
Saying
I can't fight internal struggles and fight external at the same time, right?
He's kind of throwing his party under the bus to save his own skin. He's crafty.
He saw the writing on the glory hole.
Oh, you know he did.
Guys, drop a like, because the comment section's off the hook tonight, guys. Guys, we have 70 people watching. We have 57 likes, guys. Make sure to hit the like button. I'd appreciate that.
Yeah,
Trudeau on his recent memoir.
Sorry.
I was gonna say, Joseph. No, he wasn't a bus driver. He was a drama teacher.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And believes the deficit decision was a bold move.
For Trudeau, there was this vanishing sliver of political real estate between the Conservatives and the NDP. And I think he realized that he could either live in this vanishingly small piece of political real estate, or he could break out and go to the left of the NDP on a few key issues.
So aren't the NDP like the wokey wokes of Canada? He decided to go to the left of the wokey
the left of them.
wokes.
The left. Well, he embracing those. Yeah, embracing those like kind of hyper progressive viewpoints.
Yuck.
It's a craven move. Like, it's a craven move.
The Rainbow Party.
Yeah.
His own guy.
Yep.
The gambit to go in and say we're going to run deficits is from the brain of Gerald Butts.
Yeah.
We were at an event in Montreal. He couldn't. It was almost like he couldn't believe his luck. And one of the things that he said to me, he sort of said this. He turned around. He says, like, the NDP blew their brains out on this. They should have gone deficit, but they didn't because they're hidebound to not being Ontario in the 90s under Bob Rae, right? They're still trying to get past that reputation.
The debates. As Trudeau enters that stage, Conservatives openly deride him. One Tory spokesman says if he only shows up with pants on, he will exceed expectations.
Terrorist attacks against this country. A Canadian is a Canadian.
And yet Trudeau manages to find a voice voters.
Look at this
Just look
at this
did you guys hear that last quote? Like, you want to back it up about 10 seconds. He's saying Trudeau's going, a Canadian's a Canadian.
Yeah.
Right?
Canadian is a Canadian.
And yet Trudeau manages.
And you know what he just and this is in the last year, he was calling white Canadians legacy Canadians.
What?
That's why he was supporting his immigration policy of bringing in 400,000 new immigrants. He's basically saying that we need to replace legacy Canadians.
That's icky.
Yeah, brutal, and that's legitimate. Those are his own words, legacy Canadians.
Bigot.
Yeah, bigot. It's bigotry.
That is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Paul Hercules, what's up, dude? AJ Freeman, how's it going, man?
To find a voice voters relate to. Some describe as a principled resentment of Harper.
I think voters were so eager for.
But here's the thing, guys. This is all cap, because this is the same as like, do you remember when the guy was like, hey, tell us about your transition? And the chick goes, well, I'm not a trans woman or whatever. And he's like, no, like, I support you, right? And then like, why? Do you not think that trans... So it's like people, this virtue signaling has gone so far that people will like, someone will tell them, oh, to help the disadvantaged, you need to drill holes in the bottom of the boat. Mm-hmm. So everyone starts drilling holes in the bottom of the boat. Mm-hmm. Or they're bringing in new people on the boat to drill holes in the bottom of the boat. And everyone's encouraging them, because encouraging them makes you this virtuous person, quote unquote. And then anyone says, guys, maybe we shouldn't be drilling holes in the bottom of the boat. All of a sudden, it's, oh, you're a bigot, you're a racist,
yeah.
Right?
Yep. Yeah, they eat their own. They eat their own, and they go.
Anonymity, how's it going, man?
Because remember, the goal of the woke thing, the whole is to get is who's the most, who's the least privileged in the group.
Yeah. And it's
right. Virtue comes from being the most disadvantaged.
Mobile, that people like Justin Trudeau, who's one of the most privileged people in Canada, 100%. Has the nerve to lecture other white people about privilege, because that's all it is. That's all it is. Yeah. Woke people, 99% of them are white people, upper middle class whites, mm-hmm. Usually women who want to be able to duck that evil whiteness, right? They want to find a way so that they can get the moral virtue. They can latch on to the moral virtue, quote unquote, that they espouse.
Yeah.
Which gives them the ability to jump up on a soapbox and lecture every single white person around them.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane.
Someone who was full-throated in their criticism of Harper.
Pause.
Well, and that comment by Joseph, he's a white Canadian, a legacy Canadian. Yeah, and that's the thing about it, right? Is that because that's the ultimate virtue, right? That's the ultimate virtue, to say that you yourself are part of the problem.
But
it's
Steve,
like
Steve,
it's like,
here's the gag, right? These knucklehead wokey-wokes bring in people from countries that don't support their values.
That's it.
Guys, there was a town in California where all these parents ran up in the school board meeting because of all of the LDHD and stuff. They were Armenian immigrants. And they said they were born white supremacists. They were Armenians saying we don't want our kids knowing this. I showed you guys that one town in Detroit has a Muslim mayor and a Muslim city council. What's the first thing that they did? Ban the pride flag.
Yep.
Oops.
Yep. Yeah, because it becomes a black hole. Basically, they create a vacuum, a power vacuum, and
Joseph, here's the thing. Okay, so this works for everywhere except the United States and Canada and Australia and New Zealand. I'll tell you why. The United States is one of the only countries on Earth where anyone can come here and be American, right? There's no historical ethnicity that is American per the American experiment. Now, the majority happens to be white. But if you immigrate here and get your citizenship, you are American. I cannot, like, Mobile, Robbins Fly and I, we can't go to China and be Chinese. We can't do it. We cannot do it. There's no thing as white or black Chinese. You're either Chinese or you're not. You're Filipinos, Polish, Germans, right?
But I think it's about people moving in and not. It's that question of multiculturalism.
Yes.
That multiculturalism
is that when we're talking, if people want to come in and assimilate into the nationality, they adopt the nationality and the mainstream culture. That's different. But it's easier to enforce in other countries because they have an ethnic standard also. They have a stronger identity because if you're in Thailand, that is their country.
Yep.
And it also doesn't help that that after World War II, the word nationalism in the West became such a bad word. You know what I mean? Even to the point where you guys see, you watch like MMA, right? All the Brazilian people. If there's a Brazilian fighter, they're Brazil, woo! If there's an Irish guy, it's an Ireland, The United States, if we do a USA chant, people roll their eyes. Why? Why is that a thing? Why? Every other group, every other country on this earth is allowed to root for their people based on their country's identity other than the United States. And it's stupid. It's dumb. It doesn't make any sense. And that all stems from this post-World War II, where we want to go far, but not quite that far because of those Germans of a certain time period that did bad things. You understand? So, but yeah. So I get it. The immigration thing, but I also think that we don't have it as bad in the United States as the UK, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, right? Where the majority of their immigrants are people from those areas where there's a lot of sand. I mean, I think it's like Sweden has to have when these young men come in, they have to take like a 2-week long class on how to treat women.
Well, it's basically imagine that you take a woman's studies or a social justice class and you give them power to make legislation. So when they're used to sitting in a university in a classroom debating ideas, and you're turning that into policy.
No, but they don't even debate ideas anymore.
But discussing
because they all believe the same thing.
Yeah. but it just creates a I mean, it just doesn't. The ideas are totally naive.
And it's even funnier because, look, me being black, I can say, you know, the social justice conversation has been dominated by all the LDHG TVs and the FNS for the last 10, 12 years, right? It's to the point to where you have these woke white chicks think that, I took an Asian American studies class. I took a black studies class. So I just have blacks and Asians and Native Americans just figured out. I don't even need to talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, how many times, guys, have you been on Twitter or anywhere else and you see someone thinks that this movie is racist, right? You see that it's some tweet, it's some white chick saying this is, and no black people or Hispanics like are on there. We don't care. It's not. There are things that are funny. They're funny to me. You don't think that that's racist? No. I've been black for 44 years. What are you talking about? So, let's see. Guys, anyone that says that you can't see your chats, guys, go to the chat filter and put all messages instead of top messages. Okay? Because my mods don't delete comments unless someone's being an absolute knucklehead, you know? So, here you go. Let's do this. Keep going.
I was going to say that one of the I put a link into the StreamYard chat, but I kind of want to think about this and think about the way of describing it concisely, but it's what is happening and what's happening in Sweden is so that the link I pasted in there is from the Onion. It's an old article in the Onion about a girl. The title is "The Girl Changes Men to Someone She's Not Interested in." So it's basically the too long is that she basically meets a guy who's in a rock band. She finds him hot. She starts to date him. She domesticates him, and he gets domesticated to the point where she's now turned on. She's not turned on by him anymore. And she goes looking. She goes looking for another rock star.
Yeah.
Right.
Crazy.
And so I think that when I think about what's happening in Sweden, it's almost I think there's some sort of relationship between that the wokes are going to create a society that doesn't become it. They're going to change society into something that they're not satisfied with.
Yeah,
and
but
it's bringing in like
this.
Sorry.
This is a little sneak peek of a video that I'm gonna do, but let me show you this, guys. Let me see if I can pull this up real fast. Hold on. Keep going though while I'm pulling this up.
Yeah, I just think there's a relationship between this. It's sort of not to drift too far off topic, but it's a bit like woke women are going to create men that they aren't interested in being around, and in a way they're going to welcome these harder men into society.
Well, they don't think too far ahead because they want socialism in their work life and in greater society, but they want capitalism out. And then socialism and their dating life, right? So they want everything. They want to get everything during and then also too think of this. They want all the men in society to be betas and non-toxic or whatever, but they want to find that ultra Chad to marry.
That's exactly it.
Isn't that crazy?
Well, this is the thing. And so that's what I think was kind of one way of looking at it is that the woke, like from the women's perspective, they're creating beta men, and part of that creation process is creating a vacuum that's being filled by men from other countries who are totally not beta.
Yeah.
And so they're kind of drawing them in. So eventually they're sort of declawing their own men, and they're going to crave the new men that are coming in.
There's a lot of ethnics that are getting red pilled, right? Meaning that they're realizing that the wokeness is crazy because people like this chick here, where she's trying to say, look, maybe we shouldn't in England have let all these people in here because us English women don't feel safe, and she's getting shouted down because they say she's racist, right? Or all these chicks that are voting in all this LDHD TV stuff, but then they're like, oh no, there's all these in our spaces, and then they get attacked.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best thing, is when they eat themselves. Guys, look at this. Look at this.
Yes, well, it's emerged that Clapham chemical attacker and convicted sex offender Abdul Azidi failed a Christianity test during his third-time lucky asylum appeal. The dangerous sex monster successfully convinced the immigration judge he was fit to walk our streets and terrorise women, despite lying about his religion, his past, and being deemed such a sexual threat that he was subject to a special safeguarding contract in order for him to attend his local church.
And why did they not deport this guy? Because it's the UK, that's why.
To round off this complete mockery of our pathetic system, it was revealed today that Azidi was given a Muslim burial in West London. Classic. A serial sex offender being able to dupe the system before viciously attacking a woman and her 2 daughters with chemicals on the streets of Britain raises serious concerns about the dangers potentially being posed to women by the illegal migrant crisis. And as I revealed last night, there is an unproven but apparent correlation between areas with a large influx of asylum seekers and an increase in sexual offences.
Dude, 2 + 2 is 4, right? Like, are you serious? You have a bunch of young men from these countries, right? They put them in these areas where there's already other poor people, so there's culture and economic issues. Guys, what do you think they're gonna?
You know what it's like. Here's the thing that I'm just thinking. This is completely unpopular, maybe an unpopular opinion, or totally not. Really, when we think about this, this is really populations of men versus populations of men. So in your country where you're living, you've got to protect your borders. The men need to protect the borders because other men are coming in. The women that are having these woke conversations and are really kind of the side story and irrelevant.
But
so if you're a Western man,
civilize the world.
That's it. So
to
if
the
you're
point where they can't even fathom the fact that men protect women from other men.
Yeah, that's it. And they shouldn't even. And so as Western men, we shouldn't even be listening to the wokes because that whole conversation is just noise. Because at the end of the day, you take a look at this guy sitting here. He's a British citizen. Look in his eyes and look at that Abdul Azidi.
Yeah,
they're men who are enemies.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
This guy's defending his border.
Yeah. Now look at this, guys. Look at this.
Political commentator Joanna Jarju, both of you, thank you very much.
Now, guys, of course.
Yeah.
Guys, here's the thing.
Why are they even in this conversation?
Black B-dub British chicks are they're I don't even know why they're allowed to have an opinion on anything British. They haven't built anything in Britain. They don't do anything useful in Britain. And of course, they talk about, well, it's all about Jim Crow and slavery. There was no Jim Crow in Britain, you moron. What are you talking about? Mm-hmm. They use the same knuckleheaded, woke, B-dub talking points, but they're in England.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Here's a little twist. England, that's the English people's country. You're a guest there. English is an ethnicity. They've been there for thousands of years. English is their language. Just like China is for Chinese, England is for English, Scotland is for Scottish, Wales is for Welsh. What are you talking about? They're trying to push the American non-ethnic national mindset in the UK. It doesn't make any sense. Guys, I don't see anything wrong with an English person saying, I would prefer that England stay majority English. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, well, I think it's
sorry.
Well, and if you think about it, when you look at this picture right here, imagine he's a soldier, and he's got to carry these 2 women on his back while he fights that Abdul guy.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I mean, I don't know what these women are probably arguing on both sides of it, but just kind of imagine this is that that's the disadvantage that he's at right now. He's on the front lines in a battle against this Abdul guy. The Abdul guy's got nobody on his back. This guy's got the weight of 2 women.
Yep.
Right.
And here's the thing, guys. The term people go, oh well, you know, England's full of white people. English is not full of white people. It's full of English people. Guys, the concept of white is white and black is an American thing, right? Because let's just say Robin Fly's family is German and they immigrated here in 1880. Robin Fly can't go back to Germany and go, I'm German. Like, no, you're not. You're American. So he's a white American. My family is black American because I have nothing to do with Africa. But in the same way that Chinese people are Chinese, you can call them Asian if you want, but they're Chinese people. They're not Asians who happen to be Chinese. They're Chinese people. We have Asian Americans. Asian is an American term. Hispanic is an American term. In China, they're just Chinese. Germans are just German. So we need to really be careful with the terminology we use and the idea, this idea of race and ethnicity that comes from the United States, how it does not apply other places. It doesn't.
It's great to have you on the show. Emma, I'll start with you. Does the illegal migrant crisis pose a threat to women?
Well, firstly, I think it poses a safety threat to all of us, but women in particular. The Yazidis case is perfect.
Now, she's an ethnicist, and she's been being called racist, right? And I'm trying to find another one who really got canceled. There was one for her, and I'm going to do a video on her.
Example of that. And I find it peculiar that this isn't something that bothers feminists more. We hear so much about things like rape culture and the patriarchy, but there doesn't seem to be any common sense when it comes to just flinging open the doors to who knows who, because we really don't know who is coming in. And like I say, that itself poses a safety risk. But we know that a lot of these are young men who are coming from what feminists should be calling highly patriarchal cultures who don't necessarily have much respect for women by Western standards. So of course this is going to pose a threat to women. And the challenge that I would put to anybody who doubts this, ask any woman you know, and if you are a woman, surely, particularly if you're living in one of the big cities like London, I know that I feel less safe than I used to when I'm in London, particularly at night. We're seeing rising crime levels. I'm not necessarily saying that is directly correlated to mass migration, but the point is that this is a kind of entropy, a kind of chaos that we are imposing on ourselves, because if you don't know who is coming into your country, then you simply cannot have security, and that affects all of us, and it affects women.
Yeah, Joanna, I mean, when you look at the small boat crossings, for example, roughly speaking about...
As I know for a fact, guys, come on.
Yeah, here you
Nothing
know
good's going to come out of this broad's mouth. Actually, I believe that it's racist.
But
you shouldn't be saying what you've got to say, even though it makes perfect sense. I'm put here to act like I'm just so offended by everything you've got to say. Please.
I think that people I think that a lot of people don't know so little about the rest of the world.
Yeah.
That they've got this warped view of what the rest of the world is like. I mean, you've seen all those, people on the street, question on the street, name 10 countries, and people call Africa a country.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. You look at B-dubs are the worst, because they are the ones on TikTok saying, "Oh, I went to this country and I didn't feel safe because everyone's staring at me." You're in China.
Yeah.
99% of the people look the same. What are you talking about? They're so ignorant and so dumb. If Mobile's black, I'm black. If we're walking through Mongolia, we're gonna get stared at. These are homogeneous cultures. Homogeneous. That's how it works. You go to Poland, guys. There's only Polish people there. You go to rural Japan. They're gonna look at you like, what's going on? But the thing is, people assume malice. What are you talking about? Can you imagine Robin's Fly, anonymity, and like, who else is white in here? Walking through like rural Lesotho or some African country. They're like, what are these two white people doing here? The issue is it malice? Is it malicious? No. It doesn't make any sense. Well, I went to the Maldives or I went to Italy and everyone's staring at me funny and It's like, because they don't see black people every day. They don't see, you go to like Japan, they don't see white people every day in like rural Japan. A friend of mine, huh?
I was about to say, you find out here in America too. If you go to a rural enough area, there are very few black people, even though they can see us on TV, they might see us on the basketball court from time to time. If you go to any of these IHOPs or Denny's in some place that black people typically aren't living in that area, I get stared out all the time in America.
But here's the thing, though. They at least know of us, though. If you go to rural China where they don't see us on TV or anything, like at least most people look. I'm from Washington State, right? If you're not in Seattle, Tacoma, Olympia, Yakima, and Spokane have some Hispanics, but you go to the beach, you go to like the north there's no blacks. But at least Americans will travel enough or drive around enough to where even in Utah, a lot of people have at least seen a black person, right? If you go to like freaking Mongolia, the concept of a black person, like, excuse me, like, what are you talking about? So there's a much different like we are the most diverse country on planet Earth. We're the only country where there's people from every single country on Earth here.
In one continent, which is extremely, which is like you said earlier, it's a great experiment, and I think it only really works for. I don't, even though I'm a beneficiary of this experiment, and I think it's working pretty well until it gets out of hand. You have to keep immigration under control. I don't believe it should migrate or be a copy and paste situation for, like, say, Germany or Japan. I want Japan to stay.
But the reason why, to interrupt you, is because they have a historical ethnicity that's in charge.
And it should stay that way.
That's what I say too. I've said that. Look, see, we all agree. I see nothing wrong with someone saying, I prefer that Germans be for Germany. What's wrong with that? That's their country. They've been there for thousands of years. It's their language. It's their country. You are a guest there, right? You can even get German citizenship, but you will never be German. There's nothing wrong with that. But the United States, like I said, we do not have a historical ethnicity that's been in charge per our laws. And anyone who comes here can be American. But here's the thing. Don't you guys find it rich? All these knuckleheads, oh my God, Orange Man won. So I'm going to do a TikTok on how to legally immigrate to Australia. How are you going to have a video talking about legally immigrating to Australia, but don't believe that people should legally immigrate here?
I want to circle back real quick to what you said earlier.
Can you come closer to your microphone, Joseph?
Is that better?
Say something.
Mic check.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I was not here. Okay, I know what that was.
You're all good.
What you said earlier about, damn, I don't want to miss it. Shit, you made a good point. I really wanted to touch on it. Oh, that's what it is. You have two extremes. I agree with a country maintaining its its ethnic background, its culture, its history, up to even present times. It matters a lot in maintaining its own identity. The extreme of that is what you have with Hitler. The other
extreme. Okay, hey man, come on, dude. Don't be saying that. You know you can't say that word.
Oh, I can't.
Please, no,
don't
guys.
my bad.
Yeah. No swearing, no saying the Germans of a certain time period. Just code the language, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I said it's right around. It's still near the election, guys. Bigger channels have been got for language and all types of foolishness. So just try and code the bad guy in Germany of the 1930s. Yeah, I get it. The mustache man. The mustache man.
I like that one.
Little mustache man.
Yeah.
The mustache
Keep going.
man, that was the extreme. And
Yeah.
you have today's extreme where you have Germans who it's almost like a self-hatred in a sense, in which you have prime ministers who are the opposite of the mustache man, like the female prime minister who, in my opinion, started that whole process to where they are in the predicament they are today. So you have two extremes. They're supposed to be, maintaining their sovereignty, their own dignity, and their ethnicity, and just their country. It's theirs.
Yeah.
It's maintain your borders, keep it. Who can come in, who can come out. We rather keep a lot of you out, and that's okay. But then when you have the what's the word? Ethnic cleansing of a certain group because you don't want, that's wrong. But when you have the mass immigration of a certain group, that is also wrong.
Yeah,
so
true.
they swung from one pendulum to the other pendulum, and both end in disastrous results.
But here's the thing.
Yeah,
that I can say is why is it that they only say that Germans and British are racist, but not Japan? Where you walk around and they literally have Japanese only signs on their buildings. That's the thing about the UK, the United States, dude. The America has done the best. You can't think of any kind of country on earth where you are better off being a minority. Do you think Poland actually even tries to make minorities be treated fair? Or Japan? Or China? Or Mongolia? Please. You know what I'm saying? They don't even try. They don't even make an effort. At all.
You're a guest, and you will be made known that you're a guest.
Yeah.
You'll be treated as a guest. Even if you learn their language, and you can learn it better than your average Japanese. You can speak it more fluently than they will still treat you. And even so, I would still say, yes, they should. Because then we get people being too comfortable. Oh, I can just immigrate to their country and then flood their country. You remove the identity and what makes that country that country.
Yeah.
I love
What's even crazy?
I love the fact that I don't mind it. Hey, listen, I heard stories about them keeping some black guys out of certain clubs because they want.
It is what it is, dude.
You're a guest. Okay, it's your club.
Yeah, you're a guest there. Yep. This is the thing that I say is this: the Japanese, because all of my friends down in Argentina, they're Japanese, so they're Okinawans. So they immigrated to Argentina and right before World War II. The Japanese won't even take Japanese that have been born outside of Japan. They still consider them outsiders. Even if you speak perfect Japanese or whatever, if you were born anywhere other than Japan, you are other. Clown world.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yep.
85% of them are men. They're coming from countries like Iran, Sudan. There's a whole host of other countries in that region, of course, as well. Egypt, for example, as well. Do you not think that maybe does pose a disproportionate risk to women, given the way that a lot of women are treated in those countries?
I mean, not necessarily. Obviously, with this case,
of course not.
Yeah, there it is not necessarily.
Of course not.
Some people are really fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Case with the person that perpetrated this crime, it's very specific and obviously it's very extreme. But I think that it's complete rubbish and actually quite ludicrous to
Some people are really fucking stupid.
Pretend as if people who come from a certain type of a certain part of the world are more likely to commit this crime. Clearly, you've said, Patrick, that the data hasn't come back yet. We haven't been able to verify that. But also, it's completely discriminatory to pretend as if these people are more likely to commit these crimes. I'm more unsafe walking the streets of London, equally, maybe because there's a bunch of people who are coming on boats who are predators. Equally, the same with the Met Police. We've seen with Sarah Everard case what happened, and criminals can come in all shapes and sizes, whether
you've been had, you've been took, you've been hoodwinked, bamboozled.
this is why they're never gonna get anywhere. Guys, if you import young men from cultures that are where women's rights, any type of, like, guys, look, we're all red pill guys, but guys, look, yeah, but we still, there's a difference between women being in traditional places and then them being treated the way that they're treated in some of these countries over there.
I just dropped a link. I just dropped a link in the chat with the percentage of crimes committed by.
Okay, let me copy this. Where is it going? Copy link. Okay, and guys, we'll get back to a knucklehead Trudeau here in a second. Hold on, and then we'll switch gears to the other. Hold on.
See, while you're bringing that up, see the problem with her the problem with her argument and these whole arguments here is that she's saying that
look at this,
the exception, that you want to build your policy around the exceptions. You know,
data's finally here. 3 times as likely as Brits to be arrested for sex crimes.
Yeah.
And this is what the women voted for.
And this is because
what the feminists voted for, man.
That's because the liberal arts education is no opinion's wrong. And so everybody, it's all soft logic, soft statistics. So people sit around in groups and they say that, well, you know, it's not always that case. Well, yeah, it's not always the case, but you don't live your life on that. You live your life on the probability of something occurring.
This, guys. Out of 48 nationalities, Albanians, Afghans, Iraqis, Algerians, and Somalis top the crime league table. You don't say.
Yeah, you don't say.
Look at that.
So is it every Albanian, every Iraqi? No. But we're talking about you have to build your policy around probability.
This doesn't make any sense, man.
Oh, what's that number right there? That tweet.
Doesn't make any sense, dude. Anyways, guys, so watch a little bit of this, and then we'll switch gears.
This video is brought to you by Brilliant. Justin Trudeau has been the face of Canadian politics for nearly a decade. Since his election in 2015, Trudeau has defeated 3 Conservative Party leaders and developed an affable reputation abroad. And most non-Canadians probably assume Trudeau is a relatively popular politician domestically.
No, they don't. Canadians don't think that.
But in Canada, Trudeau is a far more controversial figure. Trudeau's net approval rating is -32, the lowest in his tenure, and his Liberal Party are now polling at just 23%, 20 points behind the main opposition, the Canadian Conservatives. 338 Canada, a Canadian statistical model of electoral projections, is currently projecting the Conservatives will win about 210 seats at the next election.
Look at that!
Well above the 172 seats needed for a majority government, and potentially one of the largest governing coalitions in Canadian history. So in this video, we're going to explain why Trudeau is unpopular within Canada, how the Conservatives are gaining steam, and whether there's anything Trudeau and the Liberals can do.
Look at how he crosses his legs. Look at that.
Anything Trudeau and the Liberals can do about it. Trudeau unpopular. Well, like many lies, plays a huge role. Canada's growth came in below expectations in Q1 of 2024. And while Canada isn't technically in a recession, polling suggests as many as 2/3 of Canadians are feeling that the country and the economy are on the wrong track. Like many other incumbents, Trudeau is struggling with the aftermath of COVID and the subsequent inflationary spike. But Trudeau has come under particular criticism from the Conservatives for a couple of specific policy failures. The first is the carbon tax, a tax levied on the carbon content of fuels, which aims to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and encourage consumers to use more green alternatives. Since its inception in 2019, the tax has steadily increased from $20 per tonne of carbon in 2019 to $85 in 2024. What? When it was implemented in 2019, the majority of Canadians supported it. But now, with the cost of living biting, it's become more controversial. The Conservatives have also effectively attacked Trudeau for failing to ameliorate Canada's housing crisis. For context, Canada has had a severe housing shortage for a long time, particularly in cities like Vancouver and Toronto. While explaining Canada's housing crisis would probably require a whole other video, the TLDR is that Canada has some of the most expensive housing in the world. And while the precise causes are
Look at that.
USA is below. How is that possible? I'm thinking of San Diego, I'm thinking New York, and you're saying that they trump
Look
our
at
prices?
that.
Yeah.
Look, more than France. Look at this, guys.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That is insane.
Yeah.
There is no excuse for this.
Well, I mean, I think that there was a statistic that Peterson, in an interview he just had, it's something to the effect that Canada and when Trudeau was elected in 2015, Canada and the Canadian and the U.S. were on par for GDP per capita, and now we are at 60%. So the average Canadian, our GDP per capita is 60% of what the U.S. is.
Dang.
Now in 2025. Like he's crushed it. It's been a disaster. I mean, mind you, when he came into power.
What's the exchange rate for Canadian dollars and American dollars?
In practical sense, you want to buy an American dollar. Get one Canadian dollar is about it's not quite what was it? I want to say it's 1.4. 1.4 Canadian dollars.
That's not good because I remember it was always like $1.25 or something.
Yeah.
Now it's $1.40. Wow.
So our dollar is stronger against theirs.
Well, it's like built into our economic relations that our dollar is going to always be at least like like 20 cents worth more than the Canadian dollar.
Yeah, that's the practical. That's the practical.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
in the actual the bank rate is like 1.3, but when you actually do the exchange, you pay a lot for it.
But
so
like
maybe it's a bit less than 1.4.
On its best day, it's usually a Canadian. Our dollar is worth $1.20 in Canadian. Canada. But but like the fact that it's $1.40, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's
disputed. Trudeau has failed to fix it during his 9 years in power.
Of course he has.
Trudeau has also suffered a string of scandals in the past few years. Back in 2019, Canada's Ethics Commissioner concluded that Trudeau had improperly interfered with an investigation into Canadian contractor SNC Lavalin and its ties to the Gaddafi regime in Libya.
Oops.
Then, during the pandemic, Trudeau was accused of using WE Charity, an international youth charity, to benefit himself and his family through speaking fees.
Oops. Come on, dude. Guys, here's the thing. All politicians do this, but you got to be a real moron to get caught. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm serious. Guys, all politicians do this. But how are you going to be the only one that's getting caught? You know what I'm saying? That's like all the football players and all of them do steroids. You're the only one who gets popped on the steroids. What are you doing?
He's the Lance Armstrong of the world.
Yeah. No, but here's the crazy thing I think about it. Guys, Lance Armstrong never got caught. He just had to admit it. I don't know whose daughter or wife that Lance Armstrong banged back in the day, but they were after him. He was running out of money, so he had to come clean. But Lance Armstrong never failed a drug test, ever. And the craziest part is they were going to come... What's that?
You going to go down this rabbit hole?
Dude, Lance Armstrong never failed a drug test.
Officially.
But he never failed a drug test.
He's Lance Armstrong. He's the most famous bicyclist. Of course
Yes.
he can get around those things.
Well, no. What I mean is he never failed a drug test. Now, what that means is shady, but he never failed a drug test. You can say that they swapped out the blood. You can say that they let him know when it was going to be. But he never failed a drug test. And then they came after him for so long, and they were taking him to court, that he finally said, "Look, if I don't stop this, I'm gonna run out of money." But then they were gonna try and get him for some more. But then he said, "Hey, let's go back and drug test those 9 guys that were behind me right the whole time. Let's go retest their samples too." And all of a sudden, the investigation's closed. Isn't that funny how that works, right? They were just after him. They singled him out, you know? So, but technically on record, he never failed the drug test. And if you want to see some crazy stuff, you guys remember how this Olympics, Russia, no. Was it this one or the previous one? So Russia was banned from the Olympics because of because of the war over there. But the one before they were banned, guys, they were doing all types of Mission Impossible stuff. Guys, matter of fact, I should do a live stream. Dude, they had guys crawling through the vents, cutting holes in the wall, cutting holes in the safe, and replacing the samples. It was crazy, dude.
Wow.
Also, the dudes didn't fail the test. It was insane.
A scandal which ultimately resulted in the resignation of Trudeau's finance minister, Bill Morneau. Then came the 2022 Freedom Convoy protests, when Trudeau controversially responded by invoking the Emergencies Act. A federal judge would later rule that Trudeau's use of the act was not justified. Overall, it appears that Trudeau is dealing with death by 1,000 cuts, as economic turmoil, taxes, housing, and many other issues mount against him and his government after nearly a decade in power. On the other side of the aisle, the Canadian Conservatives are gaining steam.
Look at that.
That has been mainly due to the newly minted leader of the Conservative Party and leader of the opposition, Pierre Poilievre.
Now, who's this guy, Mobile?
He's the leader of the Conservative Party. He's awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he's good in the chat.
He's a Western Canadian.
Okay.
And that irks the hell out of Central Canada.
So like he would be who's a good example of
he's like a JD Vance.
Okay.
He's like a he's like a JD Vance. Like he's he's a conservative. He's you know.
Well, he looks like he actually eats meat.
Yeah.
Unlike Justin Trudeau.
Yeah, he's
Trudeau eats meat, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? He likes to, gobble the sausage, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, he's like your standard comments. Like he's platform. He's running on this common sense. He's basically he's the same. It's the same wave.
Brian Tucker says he's an Alberta cowboy.
Alberta cowboy. Yep, 100%.
Are you confident in this man? So 2 questions. Because I'm assuming that you're Canadian, which is kind of cool. Are you confident that this man is going to win the next election, whenever it is? And 2, what is it about him that you think he's going to do for your country to, I guess, undo the damage that Trudeau has done to your country? And how do you think he's going to improve going forward?
Okay, so to your first question, I'm confident that he'll be the next prime minister, because in the Canadian system, the party picks their leader, and then people vote for the party. So the Conservatives are on track to win the next election whenever it's held, like May or it's May at the earliest, but it has to be done by October. So I'm 100%. I'm as confident as I can be that they're going to win. So he will be the next prime minister. And to why do I think he's going to improve the situation? Well, one thing, he's pro energy, so he believes that Canada's energy industry needs to flourish, and it does. Like we are a population of 41 million. Energy makes up a huge percentage of our GDP, and Trudeau has done nothing to help that industry for
Canada
the last.
has one of the largest oil reserves in the world.
In the world, like we have huge oil reserves. It's very responsibly captured. The transportation's really responsible. It's a super high tech, like we have tons of expertise in this, and
but
so
mobile, hold on. But you're a black Canadian man of color, and you're supporting the Conservative Party.
Yeah.
How dare you?
yeah. That's it, right? But that's it. But it's and he's also going to clamp down on spending. Like he's made that, and that's like inflation. The reason why the Western world is suffering from inflation is because the government's printed tons of money. Like if you look at the growth of the money supplies, just look at the U.S. and Canada during COVID, it was ridiculous.
Say cough.
Sorry. So you look at that. So he's made a point of making sure that everybody understands that he's totally aware of that. He is. It's like it talks about it all the time. So he's going to be cutting government spending and implementing different rules within Parliament on how.
What do you think he's going to do about it?
Well, I think one of his. Well, he's just saying that like if you're spending $1, you got to save $1. He's like, you've got to prove it. And I mean, it has to be done. Like it's going to be tough. Like, I think that it's similar for what Orange Man's going to have to deal with in the States. Like they're inheriting a real problem.
Yeah. Like, what do you think he's going to do about immigration though?
He's going to slow it down. Good. I mean, they're even talking about slowing it down now. Like even the current immigration minister said, "Oh, we went too far." Good. I mean, because they just went wild. So
there was 1 year, Joseph, where Canada, a country of 40 million, took in the same number of immigrants that the United States did. And we have 10 times the population.
Wait, what? Hold on, repeat that.
There was, okay, for 3 years in a row, Canada was taking in over 570,000 legal immigrants, and they're a country of 40 million. The United States takes in 1 million every year, right?
Yep.
Over 300 million.
Then in 2023, or is it 2022? 2023, they took in 1.2 million immigrants. They took in the same, if not more, immigrants than the United States did, and they have 1/10 of our population.
Yeah, it's been, and that's just wild. It's just I was out of control, right? That's just ideological immigration, and that's, remember, the guy who made that decision was the same guy who was talking about replacing legacy Canadians.
Some people are really fucking stupid.
Like that was pure. That's like a pure. It's.
I thought Biden was messed up.
Yeah.
I mean, we're like, we don't want that here.
Yeah, here's the thing, Joseph. Like we thought we had it bad in America, dude. But it's like Trudeau is everything that like AOC and the Squad and all those knuckleheads wish that they could be.
Yeah, he's kind of like, imagine Canada's been run by Harris.
Yeah,
for 9 years.
Oh wow, that's a crazy.
Gavin Newsom. Yeah, Gavin Newsom.
Gavin Newsom's a better example. That's it.
Yeah.
No, Gavin Newsom's probably a better one. It's like run by Gavin Newsom.
Yeah. Do you see how?
And the deception.
Yeah, how Newsom has run California in the ground and made California the most abandoned state in the union, meaning more people have left California than anywhere else, and they still want to try and cap and say, well, everything's great, California's awesome. It's like, dude, what language are you speaking?
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
the equivalent is that California is Canada. All of Canada.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And interestingly, the populations are the same.
Yeah, that's right.
California's got the population of Canada, but
it's not like we can leave California and go to any state, and we're like, we go to Florida. It's different.
Yeah.
But you're basically trapped within a California my goodness.
Yeah. And that's the reason why Canada's kind of divided as a country. Like as I was saying, like so central Canada, really like Quebec and Ontario are really the vast majority of the population. And I live in Alberta, and that's the most conservative province in the country. We've always been conservative. We're conservative. I don't think we've ever had a liberal member of parliament voted in Alberta. Like, we always voted. We're a conservative province, and so he'll do a good job. Pierre Poilievre will do a good job. He will do a good job. He's common sense.
I'm glad he's not saying I'm a Windsor Canadian. That would have been I was like, dude, you basically live in Detroit. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, no, he's not. He's here's the thing. Poilievre's from Alberta.
No, I was talking about you. And you speaking on Alberta. Most Canadians I talk to, they're from like Windsor or they touch the border. I'm like, no, you really are from Canada.
Dude,
No, but I'm no. It's
cold up here.
It's cold, but he's an Albertan.
Yeah,
himself.
All right, let's.
He shares the same values you share.
Yeah, he shares the same values, and so he'll have as much. He'll when the last Conservative Prime Minister, which was Stephen Harper, was also an Albertan. And
how was he as a Prime Minister? What's
that?
How was he?
He was excellent. He was again common sense. He was all about common sense. People said he was bland. People said, "Oh, he's got a kind of a bland personality," and he didn't have a lot of charisma, but he was super competent, super clear, and really focused. So it wasn't like he was boring. He wasn't very flashy, but he was ultra competent and straight as an arrow.
Yeah,
and did a really good job. But he was
that election that was in 2015.
Yeah,
2016. But you got to think that, guys, so much stuff changed. The real wokeness took off around 2015, 2016 when Orange Man first got elected. And you guys, the beginning, the first shot of the main culture war, and guys, you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You guys remember this? This right here, because this happened during Orange Man's campaign, Ghostbusters 2016, and everyone was like, "What is this?" And this was the first time where they said toxic fandom, misogyny, blah blah, because all the guys were saying, "I'm not going to see this." They even came after the angry video game nerd. He's saying, "I'm not going to watch this." This right here is when Hollywood took that super hard turn left. Hollywood's always been leftist, but this is when they went straight on woke and said, if we're going to feed you everything we want, that's LDHD to TV, blah, 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 and if you don't like it and you don't buy it, it's because you're some type of ist or phobe. This was the opening salvo right here. 2016, when this him out. Then everyone that didn't want to go see this was some Orange Man loving istaphobe. Doesn't make any sense. And this movie right here sums up wokeness so much.
But this correctly wrong.
Huh?
The last two ones I heard. The last two I heard were excellent.
Yeah, but they completely disavow this one. But this right here, the stupidity of this idea shows the thinking of the wokey wokes, right? What knuckleheads were in a board meeting saying, "Hey guys, you know what we should do? We should make Ghostbusters but with all chicks and put Leslie Jones's goofy looking self in there. Yeah, great idea." Clown World.
They're not even attractive women.
None of them are.
Like, what is going on?
Yep.
Poilievre rose to prominence during the Freedom Convoy in early 2022, and shortly after its climax, announced his intention to run for the Conservative leadership position, left vacant after his predecessor was removed following his...
So he's not running anymore and the other guy is? No, that's this guy. Sorry. You're correct. Hold on. Where were we? What was his name? Oops, I lost it. Oh well.
His election loss to Trudeau in 2021. Poilievre seemingly struck a chord with his confrontational style and vocal criticism of Trudeau's government. He raised significant amounts of money during his campaign for leadership and brought a record number of new members to the party.
Now, there's people in the comments saying, oh no, so they're talking about this Freeland person. Who's this Freeland person?
She's
the NDP leader?
No, she was the deputy prime minister.
Oh.
Sort of VP.
Someone said Freeland's about as popular as a fart in an elevator.
Yeah, she was the deputy prime minister.
Yeah.
So
Poilievre has some classic right-wing policies. He wants to repeal the carbon tax, balance the budget, and loosen Canadian gun laws after Trudeau passed restrictions.
That's what I'm talking about.
Poilievre has also been more cautious to present as a moderate and avoid the political pitfalls that have beset the Canadian Conservatives in the past. For instance, he's in favour of same-sex marriages, something he used to be opposed to, and he's also said that he wouldn't reverse Trudeau's marijuana legalisation policies. When it comes to foreign policy, he's pledged to continue supporting Ukraine, meet NATO's 2% defence target, and support Israel in its war against Hamas. All in all, Poilievre has tried to present as a firebrand, aggressively attacking the Trudeau government, while simultaneously avoiding coming across as an ideological extremist. This has been an effective technique. Not only are the Conservatives 20 points ahead of the Liberals, but Poilievre himself has garnered a positive approval rating of +3. Nearly 40 points ahead of Trudeau. Entertainingly, more detailed polling suggests that basically the only thing Canadian voters think Trudeau would be better at than Poilievre is hosting parties, while Poilievre enjoys a wide lead over Trudeau when it comes to putting up shelves, putting out kitchen fires, and solving escape rooms. So is there anything Justin Trudeau and the Liberals can do to change the tide? Well, to be honest, probably not. When the next Canadian election is held, likely in the autumn of 2025, Trudeau would be approaching 10 years in office. Incumbency fatigue is a near inevitable fact of politics, and most Canadians just want a new face and party to lead the country. Perhaps Trudeau's best hope is to ride out the wave of unpopularity and hope that the economy improves and the Canadian public forgets about his missteps by the time the next election comes.
Not going to happen.
Alternatively, Trudeau could resign and hand the party over to another MP. If this is the case, then many pundits think his most likely successor would be Chrystia Freeland, Deputy Prime Minister of Canada and current Finance Minister.
Look at this broad. She looks Cruella de Vil. Cruella de Vil. Look at this square-jawed broad right here.
However, even if Freeland is a relatively popular politician, she wouldn't have very much time to establish herself, given the election is only about a year away.
By the way, guys, I think Mobile posted an interview with this dude.
Yeah, it's a. It was a classic interview.
Okay, here we go.
In terms of your sort of strategy currently, you're obviously taking the populist pathway.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Well, appealing to people's more emotional levels, I would guess. I mean, certainly you tap very strong ideological language quite frequently.
Like what?
Left wing, this and that, right wing, I mean, it's that type of ideological spectrum.
I never really talk about left or right.
Anyways, I don't
really believe in that.
Okay. A lot of people would say that you're simply taking a page out of the Donald Trump book.
Like which people would say that?
Well, I'm sure a great many Canadians, but...
Like who?
I don't know who, but...
Well, you're the one who asked the question, so you must know somebody.
Okay. I'm sure there's some out there, but anyways, the point of this question is, I mean, why should Canadians trust you with their vote, given, not just the sort of ideological inclination in terms of taking the page out of Donald Trump's book, but
what are you
also
talking about? What page? What page? Can you give me a page? Give me the page. You keep saying
in terms of turning things quite dramatically in terms of Trudeau and the left wing and all of this. I mean, you make quite a it's quite a play that you make on it. So I'm not
sure. I don't know what your question is.
Then forget that. Why should Canadians trust you with their vote?
Common sense. Common sense.
Look at that. Look at
City boy, city boy.
Yo, dude, he walked into this interview.
For a change, we're going to make common sense common in this country. We don't have any common sense in the current government. You know, the guy prints $600 billion, grows our money supply by 32%.
Wow.
In 3 years. That's growing the money 8 times faster than the economy. No wonder we have the worst inflation in 4 decades. I'm going to cap spending, cut waste, so that we can balance the budget and bring down inflation and interest rates. You'll want to be able to pay your mortgage again? You want to be able to afford rent? Then you have to vote for Pierre Poilievre, because I'm the only one with a common sense plan that will bring back the buying power of your paycheck.
Damn. Damn, guys. Yeah. Water so says, so are you sure he's Canadian? Yo, dude, yeah. Dude, man, I'm a fan. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. Look at this guy. I have to say, man, talk about making an impression. You know what I mean? Guys, well, if I could vote in Canada, I would vote for him. Because he's just
boy, calm. He controls the interview.
Yeah.
He's not a no nonsense, straight to the point, but yet charismatic as well.
Yeah, he's a Canadian Grady Judd. You know what I'm saying? Now, guys, okay, so we're gonna talk about this quick, and then we'll log off. Guys, has anyone seen what's going on with the Fox Sports 1 crowd? Where what's her name is just man letting everyone just freaking shoot up the club. What's her name? Joy Taylor or whatever. She's letting all the dudes. She's pulling the Kamala and sleeping her way to the top. You know what I'm saying? Now, guys, here's some background on it. Right here we go.
Man. So the Fox Sports freak-offs is going crazy right now, man. So in today's video, I want to talk about the Fox Sports lawsuit. That includes Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp, Joy Taylor, Emmanuel Acho, and Charlie Dixon. Charlie Dixon is the executive vice president of content for FS1. He joined over there in July.
Isn't it funny, guys, how Hollywood's still trying to lecture us? Oh, M2 and treat women good. And they're the main perpetrators of all this freaky foolishness. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Hold on.
25th.
Huh?
What's going on? Like, I know you just, I'm kind of a little bit lost. Like, so freak offs. What is going on?
So Fox Sports was Sports 1, right? So they had, Joy Taylor, this chick.
Okay.
If you want, okay, so there's her. Okay. And then they had like Shannon Sharp and Skip. Shannon.
Oh, no. Skip, I do know.
And Skip.
Skip, not Skip too. Wait.
Yeah, so they're all involved in all of this because they were saying that she was banging and clanging all these dudes in the office to get to where she was, and then Skip, he was trying to pay some other girl like $1.3 million to hit, and just all types of foolishness. And now there's a lot of lawsuit. There's someone outside of all these people that's suing all of them for SA, for harassment.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and they'll get into that. Guys, go to Chris and Mike's channel because he did a whole live on this the other day where he was going over the legal documents too. But here's a quick clip that'll catch us up to speed.
15. And Skip Bayless is in hot water when it comes to this lawsuit. Shannon Sharp is okay, but his name was mentioned because Skip Bayless was trying to pursue one of their co-workers, the hairstylist over there, that was doing Skip Bayless's hair once a week or something like that they said in the lawsuit. He started working with them, and then that's when Skip started trying to pursue her, and Skip Bayless offered her $1.5 million to sleep with her. And
$1.5 million to hit.
That's a lot of money. For one night? Wow. They don't even pay point at this.
You know how many trips to freaking Colombia, trips to Thailand, trips to freaking anywhere that you can take for that? You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about?
Right now, like I am, and that's like one tenth of 1% of what he's spending.
Look at
And
that.
they're more attractive women. But actually, I don't see a problem with him. One, because he's a healthy man. But I don't know.
Sorry, you don't see a problem.
Well, I don't
with
see a
what
problem
you're.
with these are adults. If they're having consensual, that kind of like that's what happens when you're spending hours with people that you
Nah,
just with.
no, I don't agree. Because here's the thing, guys. What do I always say? Huh?
You don't agree?
I don't agree because I say never mess with chicks you work with. I have a whole series called Women Being Ignored in the Workplace. Guys, you do not talk to, look at, mess with any chicks you work with, especially if you have money. That's why you see in like hedge fund managers, stockbrokers, doctors, they won't be alone with women. They won't travel with women. Right? If there's another woman around, they'll have another person in the room because all it takes is one person saying anything and you're cooked. You're cooked. Whether you do anything or not, your whole life comes crashing down. So that's why I would say, guys, leave them alone. Dodge, dip, duck, dive, and dodge. Guys, no happy hours, no holiday parties, no none of that. If you do have to go to a party, show up, make the rounds, and go home. Because especially guys that are, well, all of us. But imagine that you work your entire. Let's just say, Joseph, you buy like 3 trucks and you have a logistics company, and you find an investor. He's like, hey, look, I want to help you go nationwide. Next thing you know, you're at the Chamber of Commerce, right? And you're meeting with these big companies to say, look, we can ship your products, right? And hey, well, we want you to go on a trip to Las Vegas to some logistics conference, and you can take Stephanie here with you.
I'm taking her.
You go to the thing. You guys are having drinks, and then she's like, you're like, nah, I'm married, whatever. She gets mad because you turned her down. Next thing you know, she goes to the boss and says you SA'd her. Now everything you worked for is done. Everything. Whether it's true or not. The moment that rumor goes around, the moment you get the handcuffs slapped on you, you're done. You get Brian Banks. Look at how many powerful men, regular men, have gotten screwed over by false accusations. You look at Matt Ariza, the punt god. They fired him from the Bills. They had almost no evidence to convict. There was no criminal case at all. But because there was that civil case, he lost 2 years playing for the Bills. Why would any man take that risk? We live in a time to where successful men, especially, these chicks are out here. They have all the power. All it takes is one word, and you're cooked. And everyone laughed at Mike Pence. Oh, Mike Pence, he's a beta because he says I'm never alone with women. My wife is always around. Everyone laughed at him, right? But you don't see Mike Pence caught up in no sex scandals. And here's another thing too. All these chicks said, M2, time's up. But then what are men saying? Men are saying, we are out of here. We are not talking to these 304s anymore. And then they're trying to say, well, it's not fair because women are missing out because they're not being mentored by men. They're not being able to network. Well, you can't expect men to put themselves at risk. There's too much unchecked power. So men have adapted. And now, guess what? All types of harassment, everything is down across the board. But like children, they would have their cake and eat it too. They want to be able to force men to deal with them to the point of where they have certain corporations saying that by you ignoring them at work, that's discrimination.
Okay. Wow. So you can't. So there's no.
So you have to talk to women. Yes. And you know, Joseph Mobile, why is it that black men we were disproportionately affected by M2 in the workplace? Isn't that funny how that works, right? Isn't it funny? So you have Jamal, huh?
He said, "Why were we disproportionately discriminated?"
Yes. You want to put all this power to ruin men's careers in the hands of Becky, who, even though she might be Black Lives Matter, is still gonna call the cops on a black dude running through her neighborhood, or grab her purse when one of us step into the elevator, because we know that these upper middle class, woke white chicks are some of the most racist people there are.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I don't trust chicks as far as I can throw them. You know what I'm saying? And most of them I can throw pretty far. But there's no way. Think about if you had a son and he was Harvard Law, partner at a prestigious law firm, right? Married, kids, and all because some freaking 304 was like, "Oh, I know you're married, but we should, we should whatever." He's like, "Nah, it's cool. I'm not about that." Because she feels slighted, she can get him fired and ruin his whole career by saying one word. That is too much power, huh?
All of this is nothing new. It's been going on since Joseph and part of his wife, thousands of years ago.
Yes, what I'm saying now is that ever since I want to say the last 10 years, right, where they don't even reveal the woman's identity. Even if the man's falsely accused, he's still in the news. Who was the guy that football player I did a video on? Dana, what's his name? He did 4 years in jail. And that chick lied. Look at the Duke lacrosse team. Yeah. This shit came out 20 years later. She lied. You had Al Sharpton. This is all about a poor black woman and these three rich, evil white men. Please. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, basically it's like you've got to be ultra careful. I mean, yeah. I know that it's like I know physicians, and they won't obviously they don't examine a woman without a nurse in the examining room with them anymore.
Yeah. Yep.
They don't, and they've been doing that for like
I would say this, right? When a man is falsely accused, it's tantamount to him getting deleted, right? Because his life, as he knows it, has been first degree deleted, right? The amount of power that this believe all 304s thing is like giving a 5-year-old an AR-15.
Yep.
Because for no reason other than having a tantrum, right? They can take that weapon, right, and imagine everyone would cheer this child on, and even when if they found out the child was in the wrong, no one would admonish them, and no one would feel bad for the victim. That's how it goes with these accusations, and it could happen to any of us, guys. Rich, old, black, white, Christian, Muslim, any of us can have this happen.
Yep.
Insane.
And she kept denying it. Skip Bayless kept constantly pursuing her, as you guys can see in the lawsuit. She kept trying to find ways to get away from him. She would say "Hey Skip, there's cameras everywhere." She also said Skip would try to touch her hands and just touch her in ways that she didn't like. And she revealed that she had cancer to Skip Bayless, thinking that, Skip would kind of just stop trying to pursue her. But as you guys can see in an article right here that I'm highlighting, it said that Skip continued to pursue her, and then Skip mentioned Shannon Sharp, well, hey, you had relations with my guy, Shannon Sharp. How come you can't have relations with me?
Damn. What kind of beta move is that?
Beta!
Oh, yeah, man, but you was banging him, man. Why you get
I'll offer you $1.5 million just to sleep with you. Now, this is all in a lawsuit, so I'm just highlighting what's in the lawsuit. And apparently they all had a big party at Joy Taylor's party. This was when Joy Taylor was married. This was before her divorce. So Joy Taylor had a party at her house, and apparently that's when her husband kind of put two and two together. He was like, yo, it looks like they are having some type of freak-offs around me that I don't know about. So that's how he had found out. And apparently, Nasheem Faraji, the woman who's filed the lawsuit against Fox Sports and Skip Bayless, she tried to come to Joy Taylor and let her know, like, hey, this guy is trying to tell me I can move up and have my own stuff if I sleep with him. He keeps trying to tell me, hey, other women in Fox Sports is taking this same offer, so you should do the same. And she was saying that Joy Taylor just pretty much brushed her off and was like, so what? Like, get away from me. And apparently at the time she said her and Joy Taylor, she thought her and Joy Taylor were best friends.
Please, please. She thought that her and another chick were actually best friends?
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Guys, I'm not risking my career for any skirt. I don't care what. I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? It ain't happening. It's not worth it, man.
Suit, man, is very messy. It's crazy. I'm just going through it and paraphrasing it. I don't want to just read out the article. You guys can go do that. I'll have the links for you guys down below, but I will just be highlighting the stuff while I'm paraphrasing what I'm talking about. And yeah, guys, and apparently the internet is pulling up videos that Emmanuel Acho tried to delete after this news resurfaced. Let's check out what Emmanuel Acho tried to delete.
Done with rehearsal for the new show Speak, and I got to take a moment to shout out my co-host Joy Taylor, a woman.
He kept smelling his finger. LMAO. Butterscotch, yo.
A black woman, Daily Show, sports. Do you all realize how hard it is to get into the position that she is in? So often there's misogyny and sexism running
as he's banging the chick. And that's why you can't trust any of these male ethnics, man. You can't trust them, dude. You can't trust them.
Some people are really fucking stupid.
Rampant in sports, and we don't even care what women have to say in sports. But Joy is not only in the position on television as a woman, as a black woman, but as an opinionist. So not just asking men what they think, but providing her own unique and distinct insight.
So that's the clip Emmanuel Acho tried to delete. People were saying that he did that outside of Joy Taylor's house, allegedly. But yeah, as you guys can see, here's a photo of Emmanuel Acho with Joy Taylor. Definitely look a little bit cozy. Doesn't look like a co-host type.
Is he not wearing any pants?
Yeah.
They're having a little drink because they had spent the last half hour. You know what I'm saying? Look at that.
The vibe, if you ask me. And yeah, man, you know, this whole situation is just crazy, guys. As you guys can see, more photos was coming out. People found the photo of Joy Taylor and Shannon Sharpe. Again, like I said, Shannon Sharpe has nothing to do with anything involved in this lawsuit, was trying to do all of this stuff, man. I think they knew that this lawsuit was coming at some point, and this is the reason why they was trying to cut ties with these big contracts, because they knew. That's the reason why they got rid of Skip Bayless. Like I said in my videos when I was covering this Skip Bayless stuff, I said there's more to this because Skip Bayless is coming out lying, saying that he had this plan all along. Fox Sports responded and said that's not the case at all. Like, we were ready to move in a different direction. But still, there's no information that was being told about why did they part ways. There was no farewell episode. Skip Bayless didn't have a farewell episode. He didn't do his final episode with his co-host that he hired, handpicked, mind you. That right there was a red flag for me, because it was just like, when all shit fails, y'all supposed to rely on Skip Bayless and FS1 Undisputed show. But we seen how they let that show fall into the mud. Skip Bayless didn't even make a post saying, you know, hey, goodbye to Fox. Thank you to all my co-hosts. The only thing Skip Bayless did, he just put out this random picture of him and Lil Wayne. And that was it. Like, it was just nothing there, you know. So it just showed to me something else was going on behind the scenes. And apparently this is what was going on. And now Fox Sports, Skip Bayless, is in major hot water because of this stuff. Because now this involves a lot of words that I can't even say in this video, because we all know how YouTube gets. They'll start trying to flag the video and demonetize and do all types of weird stuff if you actually say the words and reveal what's inside this lawsuit, but it's definitely deep, guys. I want you guys to go check it out.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'll have the link to that down below.
Yeah. So basically, it came out that this Joy Taylor chick's, banging the top guy and got to where she's at, banging Skip and all this other stuff. So, guys, yeah, these 304s, man. You know what I mean?
And not him, unfortunately. Apparently, he wanted to get a piece of the action too.
Yeah.
So everyone else got their turn, but him. I'm sorry, it's not funny.
That's
crazy. Where's my cookie at? I didn't get that. You couldn't even offer them.
But Daddy, I want a golden goose now.
I almost feel sorry for the guy because everyone else got a turn. But I shouldn't feel sorry, but it's kind of like, damn.
Oh man! All right, guys, let's hold on. Hold on, let's
I just don't think
I
think
that happened here. Hold on. Well, yeah, that's sad, guys. Everyone else has hit it except you.
You couldn't even offer $1.5 million. Golly. You're like, no thanks. Imagine that. You're nowhere near that kind of money in your life. You probably would never see it. And you're like, yeah, no thanks. You must be repulsed. You must be repulsed.
That's just one of the things that, like, that some of the red pill guys talk about having to have money to get chicks, and it's just not true.
Not true.
It's not. Or else all these single moms wouldn't have got knocked up by a nug. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way it works. Let's see.
Why did she get with Shannon instead of him? Shannon,
Sega?
arguably speaking, he's an ex-NFL player. He has muscle. He's a decent-looking guy. And Skip is the opposite of that.
Yeah.
They both got money, but it has nothing to do with money. And I know that, just personally speaking. I've been broke, and I've been okay without it. So it ain't got nothing to do with money.
Yeah, I just think that if that was true, then you would see a whole bunch of single moms by doctors and lawyers instead of Nug and Gavin, the starving artist.
And if they end up with them, it's because, and I hate to say it, it's because they settle with them. So they've been with those NFL players, the Shannon Sharps, before they got around to saying, okay, they won't settle down with me, but the Skip Bayless stuff, he will. So they come at the tail end of their career before they come around to someone like a Skip. He wanted her at her prime, but she's like, give me about 15 to 20 years.
But how much of a beta do you have to be to like offer a girl $1.5 million? All right, guys. Well, let's switch gears real fast, guys. Make sure to drop a like on the stream. Let's switch gears, and then we'll log this bad boy off.
That's the sound of the police.
And guys, I will be live tomorrow. Just letting you guys know, as usual, right? And guys, I want to do another Rise of Christian Feminism stream. Not this Sunday, but next Sunday. So I want to have a big panel from the jump. So any one of you guys, of any religious stripe, any denomination, if you want to be on the panel, let me know in the Discord, right? And we could do the first 45, 50 minutes for just subs only. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, here we go, guys.
The girl started screaming out of nowhere.
On June 3rd, 2023, in Oakland Park, Florida, deputies responded to a call about a female screaming. Upon arrival, one deputy attempted to speak with the female, while another deputy engaged with the male subject. The female then walked away from the deputy and tried to force her way past the deputy speaking with the male, who is believed to be her boyfriend. When the officer tried to move her back, she became agitated and completely lost control.
Here we go.
Please tell him, don't hurt her, Hey!
Don't hurt her, man. Don't hurt her.
Beta.
Look at this guy. Look at that. So she was coming after him, right? Look at that.
Calm her down, dude. Hey!
Relax.
Don't hurt her. Don't hurt her.
She's freaking out. Let him.
Whoa. Don't hurt her.
Look at this simp, guys. Look at this. Don't hurt her, man!
Here I come to save the day.
Clown World. Guys, rate this guy on the Simpo meter.
It's over 9,000!
Don't hit her, don't hit her.
Oh, she spit in his face. She spit in his face, guys. Guys, I told you, anyone spits in my face, I'm not responsible for what happens next. That's be the most disrespectful thing that you can do other than throwing pee and feces on a person. You know what I'm saying? Ah, by the way, guys.
It's time!
What a mess.
Honestly, if I was a cop, I'd have to have earplugs in.
We heard the girl screaming. I'm thinking this how
She's laughing. This B-dub is laughing. She thinks the whole thing's funny.
That's not funny.
She's laughing.
Can you just wait for your
What's going on? I don't got time for that, man. No, come on, man. All my kids dead.
Heather,
shut up. Relax. Bro, I don't got time for that, man.
Is there any other adults in here?
No.
How many kids are here?
All my babies.
Huh?
All my babies. I got 2 kids in here.
Okay, can you set them down so you can talk to us?
Look at that.
Get tighter?
I'm not. I need you to stay out here because we have to figure out what's going on.
I'm gonna go inside for my baby to sleep.
Again with this.
So what happened?
We got a girl screaming over here, and then when we get over here, I'm talking to the guy. She comes out of nowhere and she starts trying to make her way, and she starts hitting me.
Hitting you?
Yep.
So is that what we're doing?
Stay down.
She's still going.
Stop.
Seriously, I need earplugs if I was a cop.
Stop. Stop.
Cops need to get paid more, dude. Look at that.
Yeah, they need. Like, imagine that. You'd be like.
There's my shirt!
Hey man, stop looking at my door. My baby.
We have to talk to you.
I'm in here, Elena. Y'all got me dirt and everything.
You put yourself in the dirt.
No, you put me in the ground.
He said, you put yourself in the dirt.
Trying to leave, she don't want me to leave, and then there you go, y'all trying to put guns on me, taser on me, now she's
You were
screaming.
driving away when we pulled up to you with our lights on.
It doesn't matter.
Dude, be rational about this. We're figuring it out.
You see how I'm doing. I'm trying to get away from you, because I don't want.
Yeah, well, you're.
Huh?
Yeah.
All right, I'm trying to get away from you.
Can you talk to him for me, please, and explain to him what happened?
I'm trying to get away from you. You know what happened. I'm trying to get away from you.
All right, come on.
What a mess. Guys, this is all they have. Right when accountability is staring them in the face, they just scream like children. I bet Yes, she slipped. So
Just scratched the police officer's face.
Look at that.
Sit down. Have a seat. Have a seat.
Close the door. Thank God.
Jeez, what do you do?
So you got rescue coming? It's red. Just clean it up at least.
No!
Hey, no, relax. Relax.
They're demons, man.
Yeah.
Demons. Seriously.
Relax.
Pepper sprayer.
Yeah.
Okay.
No! I don't got my kids! You know, you're lying!
She must be on something.
No!
You relax, we're gonna
No!
If you relax, we're gonna
No!
If you relax, we're
No!
You need a promise, so you're gonna relax. If you relax, we'll let you go.
I'm gonna
Please
get
relax.
worse. I swear to God, my kid.
Just please relax.
AJ, that's cool.
It's like he's talking like a 3-year-old. You know what I'm saying?
So I guess the lesson from here is saying relax to a hysterical woman doesn't work. I think we can all agree on that.
You're lying.
Just please relax.
No, I can sit on the ground. You're lying. No.
Okay?
No!
Okay? Please relax. Just relax. Okay? Just relax.
You're such a liar.
Okay?
You don't see my arms.
You scratched me up, you punched me, you did all
Oh,
that.
you
You
don't
spit
see
in my face.
Look at my legs. Tell me if that's
You
more than
spit
you.
in my face.
Look at my
You scratched my
freaking
face. Okay? I just need you to relax.
Look at my legs. Look at my scars. You talking about cut.
Relax. I need you to stop kicking me.
No!
What a mess.
No!
Sorry, guys. I have to turn the sound down. Uh-oh. We're gonna hog tie I hope you're proud of yourself. How embarrassing.
Please relax. Please relax.
You guys not good for nothing. When I didn't help you, I was...
All you need is the pepper spray, the hot sauce. You know what I'm saying? They're children, guys.
Yeah, the kids.
Children.
And how old is she?
I don't know.
27? 28? 30?
No, she's still in there.
Just pepper spray.
Might have to tighten it up, like bring it out more. Stop.
Let's skip ahead. She's just gonna scream.
I'm like, okay.
She needs that bag, you know, that anti-spitting.
He said, "Is she an adult?"
Take her to the ground. And that's when she started to scratch me, bro. She tried biting my arm. I'm like, dude, just chill. Alright, well, she's gotta be 15 though.
Do you have?
I was trying to get myself out.
Don't worry about that. We're not dealing with that.
Do you have an ID for her or anything?
No.
So you're not gonna give us no information?
I don't got no information to give you.
What's her name?
Ask her for her name.
You think she's gonna give us her name right now?
Look at this guy. Guys, do you see this?
You just watch
Do
them
you
go
see
through
this
all of
guy?
that and won't even give them a name. You don't have to do it, though. You have to go through
guys.
all of that and won't even help them. That's just messed up.
Yep.
Either.
Well, can you tell him, spell it out for him so we can write it down, please?
E-D-N-I-C. Just leave it alone. I don't want to do that.
Hey, Rod, here, look at the photo real quick.
I just think I'm going to the first place. It's not right. It's not right.
Thanks for. Ednita Alamo was charged with battery on an officer and resisting officer with violence. Thanks for watching Body Cam Breakdown. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, drop.
So, all right, you guys, I'm gonna shut this bad boy down, guys. Thanks for being here on a random Monday live. You guys are gonna probably see more of these Clown World streams. I hadn't done them in a while, but guys, you'll probably see more of these, especially after January 20th.
Yeah,
guys,
good one.
You're gonna have we'll have a lot of random lives in the next 6 to 8 months. That's for sure. But all right, you guys, I appreciate you.
Yep.
We're dropping the video here in a little bit.
Buy
Joseph Mobile, thanks for calling in. Mobile dude, stay safe. You know what I'm saying? Up in the great white north. You know what I'm saying?
Up in the great white north. Yeah, and thanks for listening to Canadian pain.
All right, you guys, have a good one.
Thanks, guys.
Take it easy.